So, do rankings matter anymore? Well, we're going to discuss all of that in this video. So, let's just look at an example on Google. We're mainly going to be talking about Google and the new Search GPT in this video. But in terms of Google, right, what has been happening over the last couple of years is that if you have a small website that's basically just your blog, you will not be ranked anywhere near the top of Google, right? What you need now is to have a business, right? If you don't have a business, then just stop posting content to your website and just start something. It can be a course, it could be e-commerce, it could be a SaaS tool, whatever it is, but you need to have some sort of product, because I believe that when Google raters go to your website, they say, are you just trying to manipulate stuff to get to the top of Google and, sell affiliate links and ads? They don't want that anymore. So what you need to do is to create some sort of product, right? So if you have a business, that's all good. We're going to talk about how to make the best blog post later, but this is what it means, right? So a ranking here, number one is this one here on medium.com. So what is ranking nowadays on Google is UGC, right? So user generated content. So this is published on Medium, right? So this is a user generated content platform where just users publish stuff. So if you think about all the platforms now, you see Twitter ranking more, Facebook, all of that. And what I really don't like, to be honest, is often if you type in your name here, you'll see your Medium or your Facebook appearing ahead of your own personal website, which Google really needs to sort itself out. That's why I think the rankings is becoming less and less important. But if you see down here, then further we have ClickUp, which is a business. All right, then we have videos, right, and then we have Reddit, which is also UGC. So does it really matter anymore? Yeah, I mean, obviously the one at the top is going to get the most clicks, right? Of course. So it does matter in Google, but you really need to understand how Google is working nowadays, because it's not the same way it was 2 years ago. It often shows AI overviews as well. So that doesn't mean, it means that there's going to be less clicks out to your website. So let's look at ChatGPT's search function now. You have a search function down here. So this is the answer that you get when you ask ChatGPT. And you can see the links out to websites are, it's quite difficult to read that, isn't it? You have to hover. So you're really going to be trying to find the answer, and ChatGPT is hoping that you've completely finished, you've read the answer and now you get the idea, right? Because you can see the links down here are very small, right? And at the bottom here, you have our sources and what is Google here, the links. So do the rankings here matter? Like, okay, maybe this section is more important than this section, right? But, if you're down here, it's like, who's going to click this stuff? I don't really know, but what I think really is what I've been doing, is basically just, reading through and then going, okay, New York Magazine, that sounds cool, I'll click that. So brand authority is super, super important in this, but it's not really about, this is ranking number one and this is number two. It's just really, the relevancy, right, of the query, right? It's like, if I want to read more about Google, I probably click this link. If I want to read more about Perplexity, I probably click this link, right? So that's really why I don't think rankings are as important as they once were. It's all about trying to just get into this text, right? So how you get into this text is basically, talk about these topics that you want to, appear in, and make sure that you answer directly, right? Have a look, first of all, what's ranking now, because obviously it's ChatGPT thinks that this is the most important thing, right? So obviously have a look at this and see. But what I'm seeing here more and more is big brands, right? So that's not really good for a small business, right? But if it's a local search, then you can definitely appear as well. So the way that I'm thinking about this is to create the best content possible. So what I'm doing is I'm using a tool like Journalist AI. I'll leave a link in the comments down below with the discount code Conor10, CONO or 10, right? And you can also get 3 free articles. Check it out down below if you want to try this out. But basically this will give you like a really good first draft blog post, right? So that's what you really want, is to use AI as a first draft, right? I use it a lot. I'll use like ChatGPT for ideas, right? And then I'll use a tool like this that does the whole AI workflow to go through a blog post, right? And then I'll add my own content on top of that and my own expertise and thoughts. And what you really want to do if you want to come in here is, think a lot about this section here, right? Be analyzing this section, going, what can I add to this? What can I do that's like information gain, right? What's, important about Perplexity AI that this answer doesn't, answer properly, right? So that's the way I'm doing it. I'm using this as my first draft and then adding in my own expertise and then publishing to a website. So remember, you should have a business if you want to rank on Google. Google still gives most of the traffic, let's face it, but more and more people are probably going to change to this over the next few years, I think. And this is obviously going to develop over the next few years. It might be totally different in 2 years' time to what it looks like now. But I think what ChatGPT do is they try to make the interface simple, right? That's one of their main goals. And one of the reasons I'm sure they're asking people, like, what do you not like about Google, right? Is probably, you know, there's always too much stuff happening here. It's like, what's all this, you know? And sometimes there's a lot more ads depending on, you know, the search. And, you know, it's too much. People get overwhelmed and they don't really like Google search as much anymore. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you think rankings are still very important, and I mean, they are important for the next few years, obviously, but I do think everything's going to change. So that's it for this video. Watch the next one if you want to learn more about AI SEO for your business, and thanks for watching.